Good evening. Welcome to the Win with Black Women Illinois Candidates Forum conversation. My name is Jamila Bay, and I'll be your host tonight. Tonight's candidate conversation is presented in partnership with Sisters Lead, Sisters Vote, and Win with Black Women Illinois. Win with Black Women Illinois is a volunteer network. All Black women participate in their personal capacities as volunteers. Neither Sisters Lead, Sisters Vote nor Win with Black Women Illinois endorses any political candidates, nor do either make campaign contributions. They also open permissible spaces for Black women who share our values seeking elected office to introduce themselves. This candidate conversation tonight highlights Black women who are running for office in 2026. More than 39 Black women are running, and tonight we are so fortunate to have 14 of them here with us tonight. The conversation is open to women candidates of all partisan affiliations. Candidates may be Democrat, Republican, Independent, or nonpartisan. This is not a debate. This is a voter education space. Each candidate will have exactly 3 minutes. Some candidates are live. Some candidates will be represented with video submissions. We are taking no audience questions. Now, before we begin the program, we'll share a few quick messages, a welcome and a few public service announcements from Terry Taylor from Win with Black Women, Illinois.
Win with Black Women Illinois is a network of Black women leaders who volunteer their time and talents in their individual capacities to support Black women. We are a collective of intergenerational, intersectional Black women leaders. We are business leaders, political strategists, student leaders, faith leaders, tech leaders, labor leaders, pioneers in sports, music, and entertainment, movement leaders, and beyond. We have come together within our own personal capacities to stand united in support of Black women. We are motivated by our collective concern with what is happening in our country.
As a Black woman from Illinois, we got a lot of Black women from Illinois.
A whole lot of Black women.
A whole lot of Black women.
A whole lot of Black women to remind you that your vote is critical.
Illinois has long been the place which has supported Black excellence.
Illinois is home to the first Black woman, Senator Kara Mosley Braun.
And the first Black president of the United States, Barack Obama.
We have a long and storied history.
But this election is about our future.
Black women remain unrepresented in many levels of government.
We have a chance to make a change.
Voting is how Black people elect candidates who advocate for issues like racial justice,
gender equality, and affordable health care.
Illinois, like many states, faces systemic racial inequity,
particular in criminal justice, housing, and education.
Voting is how Black people fight to support candidates
and policies that address racial disparities.
Voting is how Black people fight to support Black families' right to make their own family planning decisions.
Illinois is home to a diverse economy.
But Black women continue to face wage gaps,
unequal access to opportunities, and economic instability.
Voting is how Black people fight to influence policies that support equal pay,
small business growth,
and job creation.
They are predicting that we won't show up.
They think we won't vote, but a whole lot of Black women.
But a whole lot of Black women.
But a whole lot of Black women
are on a mission to prove them wrong.
Join
a whole lot of Black women
and vote.
And vote. VOTE. Vote.
Thank you, Jamila. Here are a few announcements. 2026 Illinois general primary election timetable. I will highlight key dates for the 2026 Illinois general primary election. Election day is Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. Polls will be open statewide from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Early voting began February 5th in many jurisdictions. However, start dates and site availability may vary by county. Some counties may adjust schedules due to ballot finalization or pending court rulings. Voters should confirm directly with their county election authority. February 17th is the last day for regular paper voter registration or transfer of registration. Beginning February 18th, grace period registration and voting is available in person at designated election authority offices and early voting sites. Grace period continues through Election Day. March 1st is the final day to register online. March 12th is the last day election authorities may receive applications for vote by mail ballots. Many counties provide online ballot tracking tools so voters can confirm their ballots have been received. To vote in the primary election, individuals must meet Illinois voter eligibility requirements and be properly registered. If you have issues, please call 1-866 our vote. That's 866-687-8683. Or visit 866ourvote.org. Public service announcement number 2. If you are voting by mail, plan ahead. Beginning December 24th, 2025, the United States Post Office updated certain mail processing standards. In some cases, the postmark may reflect the date a piece of mail is processed rather than the date it was dropped off. If you need confirmation of your mailing date, you may bring your ballot to a USPS retail counter and request a manual postmark. You may also purchase a certificate of mailing, which provides proof of the date your ballot was accepted. Always verify ballot return dates, tracking options, procedures through your official county election website. You can always mail it, deliver it in person to the office of your election authority, or in many election jurisdictions, drop it off in a secure box. Check the State Board of Elections website for a list of drop box locations. And finally, the third public service announcement: how to participate in the election process. Illinois residents can participate in the election process in several ways beyond casting a vote. You may apply to be an election judge. Election judges administer voting procedures at polling places on election day and ensure compliance with Illinois election law. Election judges receive training and compensation. In some counties, qualified 16 and 17-year-olds can serve as student judges. Active civic participation supports transparency, accountability, and orderly admission of elections. We're going to transition to our lieutenant governor. It's time to hear from the candidates. We will begin with the highest ranking offices and move to local offices. Each candidate has been given the same amount of time to tell you about their candidacy. Our first candidate tonight is Lieutenant Governor Julie Ann Stratton, who is running for United States Senate. Please welcome Julie Ann Stratton.
Hello to all of my sisters at Win with Black Women. I'm Juliana Stratton. I'm honored to serve as Illinois' Lieutenant Governor, and I'm especially proud to be running to represent Illinois in the United States Senate. You know, there's not a lot of voices like ours in the U.S. Senate, but there should be, and I'm running to change that. I'm running to bring our lived experiences, the wisdom of people who understand that democracy is not an abstract idea. It's the difference between whether your grandmother can see a doctor, whether your child can go to a good school, whether your neighbor can afford to stay in their home, and whether your voice gets counted when you cast a ballot. What we're living through right now is truly unprecedented. Donald Trump has ignited a 5-alarm fire, attacks on the rule of law, attacks on the Constitution, attacks on our neighbors, cutting health care for millions of Americans, ripping food out of the mouths of hungry children, raising costs for middle-class families. More than 300,000 Black women have been pushed out of the workforce since Trump took office, and that's just the start. As I travel the state talking to Illinoisans from all walks of life, I'm hearing from people who are scared, uncertain, unsure of what will happen next. We need a fighter right now, and I'm proud to look you in the eye and tell you, I am that fighter. I know what needs to be done because we're doing it here in Illinois. We've raised the minimum wage, doubled the child tax credit, lowered prescription drug costs, invested in early childhood education, and created thousands of new jobs. And I've personally led initiatives to address the Black maternal mortality crisis, to end food deserts, and to uplift communities most impacted by violence, incarceration, and disinvestment in Illinois. That's the kind of leadership that we need in the Senate right now. And that's exactly the kind of leadership I intend to bring. I'm going to go to the mat fighting for you to bring the Illinois blueprint to Washington. I'm working to give the people what they want. Medicare for all, a $25 an hour minimum wage, which is really a livable wage, and putting people over corporate special interest. Together, we can show that government can be a partner, not a roadblock. You know, even amidst the chaos and cruelty, I'm still holding on to hope for what's ahead. And I hope you are too. When we lift each other up and work together as one, there's not a force in this world that can break us. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so very much, Juliana Stratton. If one is interested, one can learn more at julianastratton.com. I also want to thank you, Terry, for those public service announcements and introducing our first senatorial candidate. Let's talk for just a moment about what a senator does. A United States senator is an elected member of the U.S. Senate. That person represents their state for a 6-year term. Senators draft, debate, and vote on federal legislation. They confirm presidential appointments such as federal judges and cabinet members, among other things. Up next, we have Awisi Bustos, who is running for United States Senate. I'd like to welcome Awisi Bustos now.
Thank you to Win with Black Women for having me and for Sisters Vote for this opportunity. My name is Owisi Corte Bustos, and I'm running to be your next United States Senator. The truth is, women like me aren't supposed to run for the United States Senate. We are expected to shrink ourselves for the ambitions and expectations of others. But Black women in Illinois don't shrink. We rise. You see, I wasn't born into wealth or political power. I was raised by Ghanaian diplomats who taught me that government should work for people and that real public service is about responsibility, not status. I'm a single mom, a public servant, and a proud downstate Illinoisan who has served the state of Illinois in various capacities, from Governor Quinn's administration to Governor Pritzker and Senator Durbin, serving constituents in issues from healthcare to infrastructure to public service. And I chose Illinois, and I have built my life here the way so many families do, through hard work, balancing bills, and the deep belief in community. I am proud to be the only downstate Illinois in this race actually experienced serving Illinois in this seat. I have watched life get harder for Illinoisans all over with rising healthcare, housing costs, and low wages. Illinois deserves a senator who understands both global diplomacy and local struggles, someone who knows what it means to translate between worlds, between rural and urban, between working families and policymakers, between Illinois and the world. This race is about people over politics. So on March 17th, I urge you to join this revolution and vote for a future where Illinois children can dream. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Owisi Bustos. For further information about her campaign, one can learn more at owisi4ussenate.us, owisi4ussenate.us. Up next, our speaker will be Dr. Pamela Denise Long, who is running for a United States Senate. Please welcome Dr. Pamela Denise Long.
Good evening. Thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with voters. I appreciate it. So my name is Dr. Pamela Denise Long. I am running for United States Senate in Illinois because I'm a mom, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter who's had enough. I never anticipated that I would run for U.S. Senate, but this moment calls for courage. It calls for competence and a commitment to constitutionality. I started my career as an occupational therapist, earned a master's in educational psychology, and taught at SIUE down here in Edwardsville, and have a doctorate in organizational development. So I think, live, and breathe efficiency and effectiveness, as well as programs and strategies to maximize human potential. I started my political career really as a Newsweek contributor and went on to do media on Fox News, the Black News Channel, Epoch Times, and the like. I am noticing that a lot of people are focused on Donald Trump, and the reality is Donald Trump will only be president for another 2 years. And while I understand that people want accountability, the reality is that I'm running for U.S. Senate to get things done for you, the people. Within 90 days of being elected, here's some of what I'll do. An heirs property and family land and home equity protection act that fills gaps for current heirs property legislation, knowing that many of us who inherit property not through a will end up in probate court and we lose our wealth. Another legislation that I will do is called the Fair Justice Act. The Fair Justice Act essentially provides automatic compensation for those who have been exonerated. It also holds bad actors accountable to create a federal floor on holding bad actors accountable and tending to those who were improperly persecuted through our justice system. We can't have law and order if people aren't being served well. I am endorsed by Veterans for America First, and I've held 2 town halls about that, about veterans' needs and issues. And it is very clear to me that the transition for veterans from enlisted to civilian life happens too soon. So I'm doing work on that bill to make sure that veterans transition and are successful in taking the skills and leadership that they learned in the Army into civilian life. I'm also looking at a original intent of birthright citizenship, so we can be clear about who the 14th Amendment intended birthright citizenship to go to, as well as the fact that illegal immigration both mass illegal immigration, where we can't accommodate everyone at the same time, has negative impacts, and we need to make sure we're a welcoming and humane society and extend that humanity to the citizens who are already here, including seventh generation Americans like myself. My name is Dr. Pamela Denise Long. I'm a Republican running for U.S. Senate to get to work for the people. You can find me on my website at longforsenate2026.com. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for being with us. Dr. Pamela Denise Long has more information about her campaign at longforsenate2026.com. Again, longforsenate2026.com. Moving on to the U.S. House races, our next speaker is going to be Representative Lauren Underwood. She is running for United States Congress. Welcome, Representative Lauren Underwood.
Thank you so much. Good evening, ladies. I'm so delighted to have the invitation to join with Win with Black Women of Illinois this evening. I'm Lauren Underwood. I'm honored to represent the 14th Congressional District. It's a suburban and rural community outside of Chicago. Includes the cities of Aurora, Naperville, and Joliet, and then about 70 small towns as we head west along I-80 past Starved Rock State Park. This is now my fourth term in the Congress. I am running for a fifth. Am I still here? Okay, thank you. I'm running for a fifth and, would love to have your support. I'm running unopposed in the Democratic primary on March 17th. We do have a competitive Republican primary in our congressional district. Kamala Harris only won the 14th by 4 points in November of 2024. And so the Republicans think that they have a shot this time. Y'all know what that means. We're going to have a race once again, but we're going to be ready. I am honored to serve in House Democratic leadership, leading our messaging and communications work with a special focus on digital communication. So hopefully you're seeing more House Dems on your feeds. I am also working with the DCCC, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee this cycle, helping to lead our recruitment in the House as we're seeking to flip the House of Representatives. And listen, I just want to be real with you. This has been a really tough year. Costs are out of control. We have ICE and immigration enforcements on our streets, and they're coming after Black folks now. But when I think about what has changed over the last year, when Joe Biden left office, we had the lowest Black unemployment on record. We had more Black Americans with healthcare coverage than ever before in the history of this country. The racial wealth gap had closed for the first time in 20 years. We had Black jurists on the Supreme Court and with Ketanji Brown Jackson, and we had home ownership, Black home ownership increasing at some of the highest rates that we had ever seen in more than 30 years. We'd cut Black child poverty in half for the first time ever in the history of our country. We had more historic investments in HBCUs than ever before. We were making so much progress, and all of it has been wiped out. And it's just been devastating for Black families across Northern Illinois. I'm looking forward to continuing to be your voice in the Congress, your voice in House Democratic leadership, and certainly from the majority to make sure that we can get this country put back on track and certainly appreciate the challenging economic situation where Black women have been on the losing end of Trump's economy with the most job losses, stagnated wage growth, and facing the crazy Trump tariffs and this affordability crisis. We know that we need a change. We need to have a House Democratic majority, and I hope to have your support in my reelection. I would invite you to keep up with us. You can visit me at Underwood for Congress, Underwood, FORCongress.com, and on social at Lauren Underwood. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Underwood. Again, you can learn more about her candidacy at underwoodforcongress.com. Once again, Underwood, the word FOR, Congress.com. We are going to go next to candidate Patricia P. Ray Easley. She's our next speaker, and she is running for United States Congress in the 7th Congressional District. Please welcome Patricia Easley.
Good evening. My name is Patricia Ray Easley. I go by P. Ray Easley, and I am here to ask you for your support for Congresswoman of the 7th Congressional District. I've lived here my entire life on the west side of Chicago, in the Austin community, and I have watched my community decline to the point that it made me run away and go into a political exile in 2016 to protest Rahm Emanuel and Barack Obama. The reason that I did that is because I grew up in the Congressman Davis's office, specifically working on federal housing policies. And when I saw them putting red X's on the buildings and demolishing the multifamily housing, I felt personally offended because I helped people purchase these homes. We need someone who will go to Congress and shake a hand and make a friend, scoop up the resources and bring them home. We do not need someone who's going to go down there and fight, because we don't have the privilege of fighting at this time. Our district has a 20-year life expectancy gap between the west side of Chicago and downtown that people believe is racial, but it's actually a safety net issue. As a former wealth advisor at Merrill Lynch, I found out that safety net hospitals that have, or hospitals that have a Medicaid reimbursement rate, meaning that more than 17% of their clients are using Medicaid, those hospitals are locked out of the primary credit market, which then forces them into the secondary market, which has less lending opportunities and is more expensive. So hospitals in our community are failing, not, or the life expectancy gap is there, not because we're eating wrong or sleeping wrong or it's more stress. It's because the banks have decided that if you have poor people in your community, you don't deserve access to primary banking. As Congresswoman, I will work across the aisle with my urban and rural colleagues, because safety net hospitals are an issue in the rural areas as well, and we need to remove Medicaid reimbursement rates as a credit factor when lending to healthcare institutions, so that banks are not deciding who lives and dies, and we can have Americans enjoy their lives a little longer. I am an America First candidate. I am a 12th, I did my genealogy, 12th generation free American in this country. So when they say America First, they are talking about me and you and my ancestors who are buried deep, bone and flesh in this land. I live in a home that my grandparents bought in 1972 so that their grandchildren could always have somewhere to live. And I take pride in standing on 53 years of property tax receipts. And I understand that the only help that the city of Chicago ever receives comes through the federal government. We have a local government that is not focused on the American people. We have a local government that has decided that they want to use our tax dollars to attract people from all over the world and have us subsidize them with our tax dollars when we are dealing with high taxes, with low literacy for our children, and a jobs issue. What I also want to do is continue to work with HUD. I'm working with them right now through the White House to bring them to the city of Chicago and let them see what federal housing decay looks like in real time. Our issue in the city is a housing issue, and that's because the city of Chicago has hoarded $1.8 billion for the past 25 years, and we have a housing list that has 120,000 American families waiting for the past 25 years. Those are federal dollars, and as your Congresswoman, I will work to get those dollars spent, put the shovels in the ground, and bring our people home from Iowa. They didn't make anybody else move to Iowa, but every time our people get a voucher, the first thing that they have to do is move out of town, and that's not fair. We need to send someone to Washington who is going to legislate for the people, not the platform. We are not loyal to a platform. We are not loyal to a party. We are loyal to our family and our neighbors. We deserve better than this. We are no longer going to find any more comfort in chaos, because that's what all that the Democratic Party has been giving us my entire life. Again, I grew up in the congressman's office. I was the heir apparent until I saw that this was not working and that we deserved better. So I went out and I courted the friendship of the leader of the country, and we are getting things done directly on the ground. Right now, I am working on a peace treaty between the President of the United States and Mayor Brandon Johnson, because we have a mold issue here in the 2nd Congressional District that can only be remediated through HUD funds. So please find me at Ray for Congress, PRAEFOR Congress.com, and learn about the platform. Tie your shoes up real tight, because we are running to the right. We are telling our people, vote red instead. Thank you so much for having me, and shout out to the sorors of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Thank you.
You can learn more about P. Ray and her candidacy at PRAEFOR, PRAY4Congress.com. Again, PRAY4FORCongress.com. Our next speaker will be Chicago Treasurer Melissa Conyers Irvin. She is running for United States Congress of the 7th Congressional District. Please welcome this evening Treasurer Melissa Conyers Irvin.
Thank you so much, Jamila, Holly, Renetta, and all the team, everyone that really makes up Sisters Lead and Win with Black Women. We certainly know that Black women has really been the backbone of the Democratic Party. So I appreciate this safe space. I am Melissa Conyers Irvin, Democrat for United States Congress of the 7th Congressional District, the district I have lived in my entire life, being born in Inglewood and raised on the West Side, all by a single mother. I am running for this seat for multiple reasons. Two, I'll take an opportunity because I know we only have a few minutes. Number one, what is going on right now in this world affects me, affects my home. I am proud to always say that I'm the mother of a 9-year-old little girl. Actually had an opportunity today. It's right now on the campaign trail. I hardly have any time to be home, and I appreciated an hour today to make some bracelets with my daughter. I understand what we as women are dealing with. Also being the caretaker of my sister who is disabled and on disability, well, disabled and a senior. And she relies on financial assistance and public assistance of the government for Medicare, Medicaid, and SNAP. And so firsthand, when residents are dealing with not knowing tomorrow if they'll have health insurance, not knowing tomorrow if SNAP benefits will be here or restored, it really affects my home. And every day my heart breaks when I see the most vulnerable being played with. But also number two, I think about as we're talking about this safe space of Black women lead. In this particular seat, the 7th Congressional District, Curtis Collins was the first Black woman to represent this district and the first Black woman of the Midwest for running for Congress and winning. We have not had a woman in this seat, and even a Black woman, in almost 30 years. And when I think about the opportunity right now in this moment, fighting for women, we want representation, especially Black women in our communities. And I hear all the time men saying, you know, I'm going to go fight for you. And I'll say, how? And they'll say, we're going to go fight for reproductive rights. And I say, that's great. And we want you to do that. And tell me how else are you going to fight for me? And it's like silence. And I say, what about women's mental health? What about PTSD? What about healthcare? Two of my closest friends, both under 50, passed from breast cancer, Black women, and we don't know what is going on. And it seems like we need help and our concerns are not being addressed. So I can't wait to get to Washington, D.C. to not only represent my family, but represent those in the 7th Congressional District. And let me also say this, as City Treasurer of Chicago for the past 6 years, I have focused on financial empowerment in a way that had never been done. The collective wealth of the Black community is zero. That's something that needs to be done and we need focus on, and not only at a local level, but I look forward to fighting for us at the federal level. Let me also mention the 7th Congressional District starts as far south as Inglewood, where I was born, and it goes through a little bit of Bronzeville, Bridgeport, Chinatown, West Loop, South Loop, River North, Fulton Market, all of the Loop area, then moves into downtown and then into the entire west side of Chicago, and then goes into the western suburbs, Oak Park, River Forest, Forest Park, Maywood, Bellwood, Broadview, Hillside, Westchester, Berkeley. So I would absolutely love your support. My website is melissaforcongress.org. Hopefully you will be able to volunteer or provide a financial donation. Thank you again for this platform.
Thank you, Melissa Conyers Irvin. For more information about her campaign, Melissa for Congress.org. Again, Congress.org. Our next speaker is Keena Collins, who is running for United States Congress in the 7th Congressional District. Please welcome this evening, Keena Collins.
Thank you so much, Jamila and Sisters Lead and
Win with Black Women. I'm so honored to be here this Black History Month, surrounded around so many amazing, intelligent Black women. Thank you for cultivating this space. I'm Kina Collins, and I am running to be the next Congresswoman in the Illinois 7th Congressional District. I am a daughter of the West Side of Chicago, and I always tell people that organizing chose me. I did not choose it. I witnessed a young person gunned down in my community right here in Austin. As a child, I knew the victim and I knew the shooter, and it changed the entire trajectory of my life, but it also gave me my mission for what I would do. I would go on to go be trained as a violence interrupter as a Chicago public school high school student, and during my time as a student, a college student at Louisiana State University, a public policy advocate for common sense gun safety legislation. And then I was selected as executive director of One AIM Illinois, one of the largest gun violence prevention nonprofits in the state of Illinois, to lead it and serve on the Biden-Harris transition team for gun violence prevention safety. My life has been the arc of a survivor to a public policy expert to a leader, a thought leader in the field. And that's what we need right now in the Illinois 7. We are in a watershed moment in American democracy right now, where we are seeing Black women under full-fledged attack under the Trump administration. And it is no surprise that the 92% are suffering the economic consequences of standing up to the Trump regime. And I want to go to Washington, D.C. to fight for those voices, use my public policy and legislative experience to fight back on the Trump administration and to organize communities in the Illinois 7, from the western suburbs to the south side of Chicago. And this is the best moment to do it. Ella Baker told us to believe in a grassroots style and model of organizing, not a grass tops. And this is the moment that we're in right now. I know I just wanted to take time, if I could just really quickly, my policy platform. I support Medicare for all. We are not taking any corporate PAC money in my campaign. We believe in a homes guarantee because housing is a human right, a federal jobs guarantee to protect Black women from this full-fledged attack that they're on currently. And of course, believing in fighting for a future free of gun violence, which I believe we could do and we have continued to lead here in the state of Illinois. The final thing I want to close with is that a lot of Black women are weary right now. And I just want to say to us, what an honor that we are a chosen generation right now to fight back. And just leave a little bit of scripture with y'all. Galatians 6:9. Do not get weary in doing good deeds, for in a proper time you will reap a harvest if you do not quit. Black women, this could be our darkest hour or our finest. But from our history, I know this will be our finest hour. I'm Kina Collins, and you could go to KinaCollinsIL.com to learn more about me. Thank you.
Thank you, Kina Collins. You can learn more at KinaCollinsIL.com. Once again, Kina, K-I-N-A, CollinsIL.com. Our next speaker coming to the stage is Yumika Brown, who is running for United States Congress, 2nd Congressional District. Please welcome Commissioner Yumika Brown.
Good evening, everyone. First, I want to thank Sister Lead and Win with Black Women for the extraordinary work that you do every single day. As you've heard before from other dynamic women, Black women are the foundation of our democracy. And yet in the history of this country, there are fewer than 31 women in Congress. And that is not a lack of leadership. It is because our voices are too often centered and not heard. My name is Yumika Brown. I am your neighbor. I am a mother, and I'm running to represent the Illinois 2nd Congressional District. Being a lifelong resident of the 2nd District, I truly understand what it means when government decisions become personal. I have spent my life working in mission-driven organizations. I started my career at the American Bar Association, working with environmental lawyers. I went on to work at the Alzheimer's Association because I wanted to work alongside researchers to find a cure of this devastating disease that has been impactful to my family. I also worked at the American Library Association because I wanted to fight and protect and defend the First Amendment of the Constitution. And most currently, I work at the American Academy of Hospice and Palliative Medicine alongside some amazing physicians where we're fighting for the healthcare space, burnout, and making sure that people not only receive care, but they receive quality care. The reason I first ran for office, it was not political, it was very personal. My son contracted a rare illness called blastomycosis that nearly took his life. As a mother, there's nothing more terrifying than watching your child struggle, not knowing where it came from, not knowing how to prevent it. I decided I was going to run for commissioner at the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District because I believe clean air and clean water should not be based upon your zip code. I made a decision in that moment that I would not just pray, but I would literally do something about it. At MWRD, since I've been there, we have done an amazing job with stormwater control, flood mitigation. We have directed over $85 million to the south side of Chicago and the Southland communities. I believe that if you want to see the change, you have to go fight for it. And so I got into this race. I am not accepting any corporate PAC money because I truly want to go to Washington, D.C. to fight for the people, the voices, and the stories that are etched in my soul. If elected, I will work my damnedest to fight for affordability in our communities, environmental justice, safer communities, access to affordable health care, and gun violence. I truly believe for far too long, politicians have acted like a chef in a closed kitchen. They cook up whatever they want for you. They put it on a dish and they serve it to you and they say, here, eat this. I want this district to imagine that they're at their restaurant, they're at a table, and I am their server. My job is to listen. My job is to take their order, to go back to Washington, D.C. and fight like hell for it. So I'm asking all of you today to send someone like me, your neighbor, a fighter, a servant to Washington to work for you, to be a voice for the voiceless. I told someone earlier today, I didn't just walk to school. I ran to school because that was one place I knew I was going.
We want to thank you, Yumika Brown. You can learn more about her candidacy at Yumika, YUMEKA, for FOR Congress.com, YumikaForCongress.com. Our next speaker coming up to the stage is, my goodness, our next speaker coming to the stage is Tedora Brown. You can learn more about Tedora Brown's candidacy after we hear from her.
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for having me today. I am in my car, so unfortunately, I do have a little sign because I've been out here campaigning. As most of you guys know, I really appreciate you guys for even giving me the opportunity, as I am running for United States Congressional District 11 as a Republican candidate, and I'm looking forward to actually going into Congress and being the only woman Black Republican in our House. And I'm saying this to say that I actually had a challenge from my own fellow Republican. And I'm bringing this up to let you guys know that I am a fighter. And I will fight for our country and I will fight for our state. And I actually won in the Illinois appellate court because election integrity and election interference, we cannot allow this to happen. So I just wanted to bring that up. I am an American businesswoman. Again, my name is Tedora Brown. I am an American businesswoman. I am a homeschool mother. I am a Christian conservative. And guess what, guys? I used to be a lifelong Democrat until 2016 when I voted for President Trump. And I say this to say that I had to ask questions, right? I had to figure out, what has the Democratic Party done for me? What aligns? And I'm giving you guys this information because I think this information needs to be given on why I'm running as a Republican. The information, some of the things that the Democratic Party does, and it's like maybe all of it does not align with who I am as a Christian, as a mother, just as a human being. My goal is to actually get into Congress and to make sure that we bring our local parental educational rights back to our local government. I am saying this. I grew up on the west side of Chicago, and it's unfortunate that Lauren Underwood and I will be sharing our district, because I have Bolingbrook, I have Naperville, I have Joliet, I have Romeoville, I have a lot of the rural areas, and a lot of those areas I actually raised my family in. And I raised my family in those areas because I knew that would actually help us. I'm fighting for our district right now, as I stated, to bring back the educational system back to the local governments. Being a Chicago public school graduate all throughout my entire life, we know that we didn't have 1 to 40, a ratio of 1 to 40. That's just not, it's just not good. The next thing that that I want to bring back into us is actually enforcing law enforcement. We know that illegal immigration is a crime. Whether you guys say it's a civil crime or a criminal crime, it's a crime. And here in the United States, that if you are charged with a crime, you have to go through the process. And I'm saying this to say this: we have to protect our American citizens. We have to protect our seniors and our veterans. And the amount of money that has been spent in our state on illegal immigrants is very disrespectful to us as being Americans. I have a mother that is a senior. I have an auntie that is a senior. I have my uncle that is a veteran. My grandfather was a veteran. My brother was a veteran. This is something that we cannot take to, we just can't deal with. And I am saying I am asking for you guys just to understand the reason why I decided 10 years ago to switch parties and to be a Republican. My name is Tidora Brown. I'm not going to hold you guys, but you can find more about my information at www.tidorabrown.com.
Thank you, Tidora Brown, congressional candidate for the 11th District. You can learn more at Tidora, T-E-D-O-R-A, TidoraBrown.com. Again, TidoraBrown.com. Now's the point where we are going to move into some state and local races, and just a brief introduction about what our state legislators do. State legislators are elected officials who serve the state Senate or the House of Representatives. They draft, debate, and pass state laws. They set budgets for state agencies and services and represent the interests of their local constituents. They serve on committees that focus on specific policy areas such as education, health, and transportation. Now, the Illinois State Legislature are our candidates who are with us tonight. Our next speaker running is going to be, let me just double check. I don't want to call the wrong person up here. Do we go next to, let's see, Rosetta Brown? Yes, our next speaker is Rosetta Brown, who is running for Illinois House of Representatives.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Leadership is year-round, showing up, listening, and delivering when nobody's watching. As a two-term alderwoman in the city of Alton, Illinois, in the county of Madison County, Illinois, I would like to thank WIN with Black Women Illinois and Sister Lead Sisters Vote for hosting this very valuable candidate conversation tonight. Thank you again for welcoming me. My name is Rosetta Rosie Brown. I, again, am a lifelong rooted resident of Alton, Illinois. My mayor is Mayor David Goins. I am a mother of 3 beautiful children and a foster parent of nearly 200 children. I am here because our community deserves a real voice in Springfield that truly understands our struggles and our dreams. I am running for Illinois State Representative for District 111, which covers a portion of Godfrey, Illinois, Bethalto, Illinois, Roxana, Illinois, South Roxana, all of Alton, East Alton, Wood River, Hartford, Granite City, and a portion of Venice, Illinois. And this is downstate. Downstate families deserve a representative who can bring dollars, partners, and investment home. I am a fighter. I am a fighter for our people. My constituents in Ward 4 can say that. I am a public servant who has served Alton again as a two-term alderwoman currently, working shoulder to shoulder with neighbors to solve real problems. I'm also proud to be labor endorsed because I believe the road to a stronger middle class still runs through union jobs, apprenticeships, and collective bargaining. District 111 is built on the shoulders of union labor, from Granite City steel mills to the skilled trades that keep our region moving. All workers deserve more than a thank you. They deserve legislation, project pipelines, and budgets that remind them, respect them, and deliver for them. We also, down in Illinois, sit on a strategic river corridor, the Melvin Price Lock and Dam, one of the largest facilities on the upper Mississippi that keeps our commodities and our economy moving. That's leverage for infrastructure investment, logistic jobs, and river-driven manufacturing. Granite City is exploring data centers and AI-driven innovation. I've heard the excitement and the concerns. My commitment, no blank checks, no backroom deals. We will inform the public and tie any incentive to community benefits and neighborhood reinvestment. If it helps District 11 families, we'll lean in. If it doesn't, we won't. I am for
Thank you so much, Rosetta Brown. It's been a delight to have you. You can learn more about the candidate at Rosie, R-O-S-I-E, Rosie Brown for Illinois, spelled out, Senate Rep 111.com. Rosie Brown, F-O-R, Illinois, Senate Rep, R-E-P, 111.com. Next up, we have Dr. Nona Parker, who is running for Illinois House of Representatives, District 98. Please welcome Dr. Nona Parker.
Greetings to all of my constituents, family, friends, and to all the powerful women who are shaping the future of our communities, state, and our nation. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. It truly means a great deal to me. I am Dr. Nona Parker, and I am running to represent Illinois House District 98. I'm running because I believe leadership should be rooted in service, accountability, and a deep respect for the lived experiences of the people represented. Across Illinois, families are feeling the weight of a rising cost, high taxes, limited opportunities, and decisions being made without their voices at the table. Too often, policies are crafted far away from the realities of the neighborhoods and the people most impacted, and they are expected to simply endure instead of being heard. I believe we deserve better. I come before you not just as a candidate, but as someone who understands perseverance, faith, and the responsibility to stand up when something is not working. My commitment is to lead the House of Representatives with integrity, compassion, intentionality of listening and understanding my constituents to fight for person-centered solutions that uplift families to thrive legacies. This intentional commitment is not just during election season, but every day I'm in office. To the women in this room, I want you to know that your leadership matters. You are the backbone of our families, our communities, and our civic life. You are educators, entrepreneurs, caregivers, advocates, and decision makers. Yet too often, your voices are overlooked when laws and budgets are being written. I am running to change that. As your state representative, I will work to expand economic opportunities for working families and small businesses so hard work is rewarded and financial stability is achievable. I will support safe and thriving communities where children can grow, seniors can age with dignity, and families feel protected and valued. I will demand accountability in government, ensuring public dollars are used wisely and transparently to strengthen our neighborhoods. Representation should never be symbolic. It must be effective, responsive, and grounded in the real needs of the people. Our communities deserve leadership that doesn't just talk about change, but delivers it. I'm asking for your support and for your partnership and belief that together we can have a stronger Illinois, one where leadership reflects our values, our resilience, and our collective power. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your wisdom, and thank you for your commitment to progress. I am honored to stand before you, and I would be honored to serve. God bless you. God bless your families, and God bless our great state of Illinois and this great nation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Nona Parker. You can learn more at Nona Parker 4, number 4, state rep, REP.com. Again, Nona Parker 4, state rep.com. We will now move to some county and local offices. Our next candidate is running for DuPage County Board, District 3. Please welcome Erica Polanco Webb.
Good evening. Good evening, Win with Black Women family. I want to begin by saying thank you, not just for the opportunity to share more about me, but for this work that you do every single day to uplift, organize, and mobilize Black women across the country. Spaces like this remind me that when Black women come together with purpose, we don't just participate in democracy, we strengthen it. My name is Erica Polanco Webb, and I'm running for DuPage County Board in District 3 because I believe leadership should be rooted in community, not just politics. I am not someone who is trying to learn my district during the election season. I'm someone who has been boots on the ground for years, walking alongside residents through their real everyday challenges. I'm a mother of 6, a community advocate, a Board of Education member, and a lifelong connector. My lived experiences as a mother, as a caregiver, as a woman navigating systems that were not always designed with us in mind shape how I lead. They also shape why I am running. In District 3, at the county level, there are only 2 Black elected officials. Constituents deserve to see leaders who look like them, because we know that when Black women are represented, people feel safe and secure. I've seen firsthand seniors showing up to food pantries, not just for food, but for basic dignity items like incontinence supplies and household essentials. I see families struggling to access mental health support, especially for our youth. I see residents worried about safety, not just from crime, but the instability, isolation, and lack of resources. I see taxpayers who want transparency and fiscal responsibility from their county government. My campaign is centered on 4 priorities: mental health access, support for our aging population, public safety, and fiscal responsibility. But at the heart of each of these issues is one simple belief, and that is government should work in partnership with the people it serves. This means expanding access to mental health services without barriers. It means ensuring our seniors can age with dignity. It means investing in community-based safety solutions that empower residents. And it means protecting taxpayer dollars while being transparent about how resources are used. I'm running because representation matters, not just in who sits at the table, but who understands the lived realities of the community. When Black women lead, we bring empathy, resilience, and unwavering commitment to collective progress. This campaign is not about me alone. It is about building a coalition of voices that believe District 3 deserves leadership that listens, collaborates, and acts. Together, we can elevate our communities, strengthen trust in local government, and ensure every resident, regardless of age, income, or background, feels seen, supported, and valued. Thank you for believing in the power of Black women to lead, transform our communities. I am honored to be in this fight with you, and I am running unopposed, but I do have a competitive general election race. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you tonight.
Thank you so very much, Erica Polanco Webb. Our next candidate for the evening is Commissioner Donna Miller. She is running for United States Congress in the 2nd Congressional District. Please welcome Donna Miller.
Thank you so much, Win for Black Women, hosting this event this evening. It's great to see so many powerful women running for office, and this is what it takes. This is what we do. This is what Black women do. And speaking of doing, I have been a doer my entire life. Doers get more done. Women get more done. Black women get more done. So I stand before you today as someone who has stood on the shoulders of those who found a way to succeed despite many obstacles. For 120 years, my family has lived in the Chicago area. The 2nd Congressional District extends from 43rd Street all the way to the south suburbs, all the way to Kankakee and Danville. But what unites the entire district is family, community. And I believe that wholeheartedly. My great-grandfather was a Pullman porter. He helped build the middle class. That's important to me. My great-grandmother, who lived in Chicago, was a professional golfer. And she paved the way for Black women to golf and all women to golf when they told her, we don't golf. We don't do that. She played anyway. I come from a family of people who have provided service. My father, grandfather, and uncle were all full colonels in the Army, the first family to have 3 full colonels to serve. Think about that. 3 Black men who rose to the highest ranks when the system was not built for them because they believed in discipline, service, and excellence. We see all of this being stripped away every single day by this current administration. But in my family, I know that we don't just talk about dreams, we do the work. We didn't start by saying, maybe I'll try. We started by saying, I will do it. And that's what I've done. And that's how I've lived my life. And that's how I have served on the Cook County Board for the last 8 years as a Cook County Commissioner. I launched a maternal health initiatives to make sure that Black mothers' lives were not taken for granted. I fought to strengthen our small businesses and create jobs. I ensured that veterans were honored. I'm the first woman chair of the Veterans Committee. I was able to secure $3 million for the first ever doula program here at Cook County Health and Hospital System and got $2 million for veterans. I also launched a CPR and AED training programs across Cook County and trained thousands of people on how to save someone's life. What we leave behind to make others safer and stronger and healthier. But we're at a crossroads right now. We all know this. We have leaders like Donald Trump who are trying to undo the progress of our ancestors, what they have fought and died for. And during this Black History Month, I want to remind everybody who we are and where we came from. They want to erase our families, like yours, like mine, who built this country from the railways to the classrooms, the hospitals, to military ranks, and protected our freedoms, even when this nation denied theirs. We will not go backward. We will not let anyone undo the sacrifices and progress of those who came before us. We will remember our history of doers, builders, protectors, and we will get back to the basics of what the work has done for the American people. That's how we change the course of what's happening right now. That's how we build a future worthy of our ancestors. This isn't just my campaign. This is our movement for all the doers, for all the workers and the believers. It takes 3 to build to make America great and to make us focus on our future. The 2nd Congressional District is the microcosm of America, urban, suburban, and rural. So join my campaign as I become the next Congresswoman. Let's get to work. Let's get it done. No time to go.
You can learn more at donnaforcongress.com. Donna, D-O-N-N-A, for F-O-R, donnaforcongress.com. Commissioner Donna Miller. Our next candidate for the evening is Brenda Rogers. She is running for Kane County Clerk. Please welcome Brenda Rogers.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Brenda Rogers, and I was born in the Mississippi Delta. I would hear the stories of my grandparents' fight for justice and equality. One story my grandfather, known as Maine Foster, would tell us, one day the sheriff came to see him at their restaurant because he saw his car taking people to go and register to vote. He threatened to arrest my grandfather if he saw his car again. That did not stop them. After my grandfather shared the story, the civil rights individuals started switching cars. Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier, Andrew Young, and others would bring their cars down to make sure the work was getting done. My journey started as a realtor in the community, and I witnessed the positive impact that dedicated public service can have. As a former elected official in Elgin, I secured jobs for ex-felons through a state program, brought back the summer youth job program for kids whose parents were below income. With the help of my colleagues, we kept a big box store in our community and built 2 fire stations in a 4-year period. I volunteered at the Salvation Army, the Boys and Girls Club, the Community Crisis Center, LULAC, recruited precinct committeemen for the Democratic Party, and was the first person to take Michelle Obama out to campaign for U.S. Senator Barack Obama, along with the late Judge Renee Robinson from Aurora. I was a Bernie delegate in 2016, went back to get my bachelor's degree from Judson University after putting my daughter through college. As your next Kane County clerk, I am committed to serving our community with integrity, transparency, and ethics. With over 30 years of experience as a realtor, I understand the importance of hard work, dedication, and delivering results. My time as an elected official in Elgin has taught me the importance of listening to our community needs and working together to find innovative solutions. As the next Kane County clerk, I will work tirelessly to ensure that our voting rights and ballots are protected. I will use my experience and expertise to ensure that the $7.3 million software system we recently purchased does not freeze on election night as the ballots are counted, as they did in two previous elections. The residents of Kane County deserve smooth, trouble-free results. Kane County residents need fresh ideas and a new face. I will also add that Kane County, in the 190 years of the county, we have never had an African-American elected countywide, nor have we ever had an African-American woman in office. Vote Brenda Rogers for Kane County Clerk, March 17th, 2027. Please help me spread the word. Thank you. And thank you, Win with Black Women and Sisters Lead, Sisters Vote.
Thank you, Brenda Rogers. Brenda Rogers' campaign website is Elect Brenda Rogers, RODGERS.com. Again, Elect Brenda Rogers. This concludes our presentations from candidates this evening, and a very hearty thank you to each and every candidate who joined us this evening. I am now turning the evening's proceedings over to Holly Holliday, President of Sisters Lead, Sisters Vote. Holly?
All right. Well, welcome. We did it. We got through it. Look at me. I'm fading out into the Ethernet. We don't need that. There we go. So tonight has been a reminder of something that we already know deep in our bones, that when Black women step up, step forward, democracy expands. Before we close, I just want to take a moment to honor every Black woman running for office in Illinois this cycle. Whether you were able to join us tonight or not, we see you, we celebrate you, and we are rooting for you. So let me call their names because it is an impressive list. More than 40 Black women are stepping up and running in Illinois. For U.S. Senate, Cassandra Claiborne, Pamela Denise Long, Julianne Stratton, Robin Kelly, and Owisi Bustos. Running for Congress, Donna Miller, Yamika Brown, Ashley Banks, and special shout out to Ashley Banks, who really tried to join us tonight, but technology was not on our side. So please go to her website and check out her candidacy. Melissa Conyers Irving, Yasmin Benoki, Keena Collins, Patricia Easley, Christian Maxwell, Tadora Brown, and Lauren Underwood. Running statewide for Secretary of State, Diane Harris. Running for State Senate, Maddie Hunter, Lakeisha Collins, Doris Turner, and Tamiko Mueller. Running for State Representative, Chantel Franklin, Rosetta Brown, Kimberly Kimberly Duboulay, Sonia Harper, Latanya Mitz, Yolanda Morris, Kenya Franklin, Debbie Myers Martin, Aja Kearney, Cleopatra Cowley, Lisa Davis, Davion Moss, Stephanie Trussell, Rita Mayfield, Camille Y. Lilly, Jahan Gordon Booth, Carol Ammons, and Nona Parker. Running locally and in the courts, Brenda Rogers for Kane County Clerk, Erica Poblanik-Webb for DuPage County Board, Tiffany Brooks, Natalie House, Meredith Hammer, and Bianca Brown. 40 plus Black women saying, put me in, I am ready to lead. That is not small. That is history in motion. And so it was fitting that we do this in Black History Month. To our candidates, I want to thank you for your courage. Campaigning is not glamorous. It is sacrifice. It is scrutiny. It is showing up again and again when the road is long. We honor you. To your teams, the schedulers, the policy writers, the volunteer coordinators, the social media warriors, the aunties making phone calls, the cousins knocking doors. We see you too, because democracy runs on your labor. It runs when you are involved. To everyone who tuned in tonight and who will watch the replay, who will share this, who will make sure that Illinois knows about the Black women running, we thank you for your attention. It is powerful. Your attention is powerful and your engagement matters. Now let's talk about what's next. You need to make a plan to vote. You need to check your registration, which you can do on our website, sistersleadsistersvote.org or winwithblackwomen.org. You can check your registration. You can do your sample ballot. You can confirm your polling place, share the dates, including early vote. But remember, the election and the final day to cast a ballot is March 17th, literally a month and a day from now. Early voting matters. Primary dates matter. Local races matter. This right here is how we build power. Ballot by ballot. As you stay engaged in Illinois, stay informed nationally. Stay informed nationally. Download and read our latest reports. Amplify, advance, expand. Also, check out our 2025 post briefing. She led, she voted, she won for what happened in 2025. These reports are more than documents. They are receipts. They are proof that Black women are running, that Black women are winning, that Black women are governing. And if you are a Black woman running for office, make sure you are in our tracker. If you are supporting one, connect them to us. We amplify Black women, period. And you see the tracker on the screen. What you want to go to is the one that says, tell us about Black women running 2026. And before you go, let's show us some love online. Tag us at Sisters Lead, Sisters Vote, or pop into the Win with Black Women Illinois Facebook group. Use your platform, post your favorite moments from tonight, tell people why this matters. Narrative is power, visibility is power, sisterhood is strategy. We are not spectators in this democracy. We are architects. Illinois, shout out to my sisters in Illinois. Candidates, thank you. Team, thank you. This does not happen because of me. It happens because some very committed Black women came together to make this happen. Special shout out to the Win with Black Women Illinois team. Special shout out to Terry Taylor, Vernetta Freeney, Jamila Bay, our incredible moderator, Chantel Mullen, our amazing producer, and of course, the director with all the chops in the world and the social media digital maven herself, Holly Weeks. Remember, when Black women lead, the future gets clearer, stronger, and more just. Good night, and let's go win.